My name is Joe Biden. I'm Dr. Joe Biden's husband. And I ate Jeni's ice cream, chocolate chip. I came down because I heard there was chocolate chip ice cream. By the way, I have a whole refrigerator full upstairs. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. God. The businesses represented in this room stretch across industries from restaurants to architectural firms to hardware stores, plus Jeni's splendid ice cream. By the way, it is splendid. You think I'm joking. If I were allowed to take you upstairs, I got a whole freezer full of Jeni's chocolate chip ice cream. You know, it's pretty dull when you've been in public life as long as I have. You're known for two things, chocolate chip ice cream and Ray-Ban sunglasses. But what the hell, you know? Like you, I had two brothers, three in our family, three brothers and one sister. And my sister is smarter than all of us. Not a joke. She used to be 3 years younger than me. Now she's 23 years younger than me. Yeah. She managed every one of my campaigns for office, even back when I was in high school. We went to the same university 2 years apart. She graduated with honors. I graduated. And we had a simple rule in the family. Listen to Val.
One more regarding the app, the CBP1 app. There are reportedly many issues with that app. We've spoken to organizations that say that are organizations that are helping migrants that say that the app is glitchy and has failed. Are more resources being poured into that app to make it simpler in order for migrants to actually be able to use it and file their claims for us?
To make sure that there's more legal pathways for migrants, and he is using the tools that he has in front of him without the help of Republicans, to deal with the real issue that we're seeing at the border. But that policy, I do want to say, is indeed working. I understand that there's glitches in the app. That is something that we're always looking at, something that we're always want to make sure that we fix and deal with the issues, because we want to make it easier for migrants to apply and to go through this process. But again, the policies are working. We would like to do more if Republicans in Congress didn't get in the way and actually stepped up. Any conversations to read out at this time?
Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Corinne. So H.R. 1 passed the House earlier today, and the House Speaker said it would open up permits for drilling and lower energy prices, and it was bipartisan. So if it's bipartisan, why wouldn't the president sign it if it hits his desk?
Look, I talked about this earlier in the week, specifically about our thoughts about H.R. 1. I don't have anything else beyond that to share. What I stated, I think 2 days ago stands. Just don't have anything else to share. Seeing is the president is using the tools that have been presented to him that he's able to use from the executive level without the help of Congress, Republicans in Congress who have gotten in the way and are not helped at all to deal with this issue. The program that he's put forth, we see them working. The data shows that. Now, is there more work to be done? Absolutely.
1,000 of the world's smartest people are saying that AI can pose profound risks to society and humanity. They want you guys to regulate it. Will you?
You're talking about the letter that was released yesterday. So, look, it highlights a number of challenges addressed directly in the administration's blueprint for an AI Bill of Rights, which was released last October, as I'm sure you've been following, Peter. It includes principles and practices AI creators can use to ensure protections related to safety.
So, announcements aside, there is now there's an expert from the Machine Intelligence Research Institute who says that if there is not an indefinite pause on AI development, this is a quote, literally everyone on Earth will die. Would you agree that does not sound good?
Your delivery, Peter, is quite something.
It sounds crazy, but is it?
All I can say is that there's a comprehensive process in place.
So is President Biden worried that artificial intelligence could become self-aware?
Look, there's a comprehensive process, as you just laid out in a very dramatic way, but clearly...
Is there anything more dramatic?
I mean, you just read it.
Literally everyone on Earth will die.
Pretty dramatic. We're going to move on, but thank you, Peter. Thank you for the drama. Go ahead.
With your FAA nominee and what you plan to do next? I mean, obviously there have been some high-profile incidents and people are concerned about the safety of our commercial aviation system. So what's next?
Phil Washington had the right qualifications and experience for this role. He's led the Denver International Airport, one of the busiest airports in the world, managed large safety-focused transportation agencies, and served as command sergeant major in the military. This was a veteran of the military. He was a veteran. And, there were games that we played on, an onslaught of unfounded Republican attacks on Mr. Washington. Senate Republicans' month-long relentless campaign to sink the nomination of a qualified, again, military veteran. Our administration believes that his service in uniform is an asset. That should have been an asset. So again, we respect Mr. Washington's decision and are grateful for the time he dedicated to this process. And
you ever flown a plane?
Thank you for the question, Senator. No, I have never flown a plane.
So you weren't a military pilot or a commercial airline pilot?
No, Senator.
Have you ever worked for an airline?
No, Senator.
Have you ever worked as an air traffic controller?
No, Senator.
Have you ever worked for a company that manufactures airplanes?
No, Senator.
Have you ever worked for a company that fixes airplanes?
No, Senator.
So for 20 months, you've been in charge of the Denver airport. You're not in charge of the pilots, are you?
No, Senator.
You're not in charge of the airplane mechanics, are you?
No, Senator.
You're not in charge of the air traffic controllers, are you?
No, Senator.
I look at prior FAA administrators. Current acting FAA administrator Billy Nolan was a commercial airline pilot. He worked at multiple airlines in management roles. He has certificates in aviation safety from 3 different institutions, from the U.S. Army Safety Center and the U.S. Naval Postgraduate School. That's under President Biden. Administrator Steve Dixon, under both Biden. Mr. Washington, I believe you.
Huh?
But at the end of the day, that's the fundamental problem. For this administration to nominate someone as FAA administrator who can't answer the question, why were 346 people killed in horrific crashes that resulted in the 737 MAX being grounded for a long time, is striking. By the way, Administrator Dixon, after the FAA recertified the 737 MAX, he went and flew it personally.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, let me be clear, and you and I talked about this. FAA administrator is a specialized position. They want an FAA administrator who knows why those planes crash and knows how to fix it to keep them safe. And with all respect, Mr. Washington, it gives no comfort to the flying public that their pilot might be a transgendered witch, but doesn't actually know how to prevent the plane from crashing into the ground